Alright, so we're back with another vlog video, and I've got another unboxing. Okay, so this unboxing is going to be kind of a review, a product review video maybe in the future. But I purchased this Reptile, let's see if we can get it focused. It is grub pie. So I purchased this. I want to feed this to try it with the little Savannah monitor, the blue tongue, and the legless lizard back here behind me. I see it has a leopard gecko on the front of here. I don't know if it's just part of the design or if they, if that might be, but I can put a little bit in there with their mealworms, and maybe they'll eat some. I don't know, but definitely gonna give this a try. All right, so what else was in that box with the food was this catalog here of all of the food that Reptile has for sale, and to be honest, looks like a lot of good stuff. I'm definitely going to be making more purchases from them as well, but you can see all their let it get it focused, all the different foods that they have. And this is a pretty good sized little booklet of just all the foods that they have to offer. So if you use Reptile, go ahead and feel free to leave a comment down below and tell me what you think about it. Any recommendations on any specific type of food that they have in here, because it looks like they pretty much have a little bit of something for everything. So but again, we're going to give this one a try, and let's see, focus there we go, focus. We're gonna give this particular brand a try, this grub pie, and I think it's gonna work out great. So yeah, well, maybe I'll show some of this in an upcoming feeding video. So let's take a look at what's going on else in the reptile room. All right, so Phoenix just freshly shed, so I want to give you guys a better glimpse at him and his new skin. Looking very beautiful, very bright. I love the way this camera is picking up his colors. You can see he's a very, very calm snake. What more could be said about that? Super placid, very friendly, and obviously look at those colors. Very, very beautiful. Definitely very pleased with this guy, and I'm very excited to have him in the group, part of the family. I think the kids and at the programs are really going to be digging his colors, just because he is so bright and so beautiful looking. Let's see if we can get him to stay still long enough so we can get a good look at his coloration. Like I said before, he is tricolored, but because of the probably selective breeding and the yellows are bleeding out pretty heavily. Let's get this to try to focus on him. There we go. The yellow that would be surrounding the white is bled into the white, so we get a very yellow looking band. It's like a two-tone yellow is what I'm seeing with my own eye, but it's a very beautiful snake. Very happy to have it. Something like I had said before, I have mentioned many a times to wanting to get one of these guys in the collection, only because, well, not only because, but I have the Cinnalones, and essentially this is kind of what an albino Cinnalone would look like, and those are far more expensive than the Nelsons. So again, I'm buying for the visual look. I'm not necessarily interested in the breeding aspect, so I went ahead and just jumped to this species to get that same look. But nonetheless, that is Phoenix, looking very, very beautiful, and so he is crawling all around. We're gonna get him fed today, and hopefully I can be able to get that as a video. So let's go ahead and put this guy back so he can relax a little bit until it is time to eat, so he's not all worked up. So let's see what else is going on in the reptile room. Alright, one more thing. Actually, it's two more things I want to talk about before I wrap up this video. First of all, thumbnails. I apologize if you feel like the thumbnail doesn't really fit the video because said snake on the thumbnail does not exist in my collection. All I'm going to say is I take the photo myself of those reptiles, and I never put any kind of wording that suggests that those animals are in there. But if it's a reptile room vlog, I just use a thumbnail of a reptile that I have photographed myself in person. I'm not trying to be any kind of clickbait, otherwise I'd have a little more fancier name than just reptile room vlog. So I apologize to those who may feel misled and clicked on a video, thought they were going to see said snake in that video. So again, no, not purposely. To me, I didn't feel like it was clickbait. It was a generic room video, and not specifically a video that I said I had. Nothing in the wording or titles suggested that. But anyways, I just want to kind of clear that up. And the next thing I kind of want to clear up is the leopard geckos. And again, I applaud constructive criticism. I appreciate that you guys are concerned about the well-being of my animals enough to comment respectfully. So the comments I'm referring to for the leopard gecko is the fact that I have two of them in the same enclosure. That's kind of a gray area, yet there's pros and cons to it. Yes, technically I should have them separate if I don't plan on breeding them for different reasons. But just let me tell you this, so that way I can kind of just not blabble on forever. I do watch these leopard geckos. I do pay attention to them. I have kept leopard geckos before. This is not the first time I've kept these geckos. And I watch them. I allow them to tell me what it is they want and they need. And you might be asking yourself, well, how can they? I watch their behavior. They both feed pretty much at the same time at the food bowl. One does not seem to be dominating the other and controlling the food bowl. They both have equal access to it. They both grab their mealworms and stick around the bowl, eat their own mealworm, and then go back for more. Nobody is biting at the other. Nobody's being chased off. One isn't hanging back and waiting for that one to finish eating for it to come in and then eat. Again, they eat together. No problems whatsoever. The other thing is, obviously they're not out right now. It's the middle of the day. But even during the nighttime, if I come in here and observe them, they are moving around the cage as I would expect. And it doesn't appear that one's trying to avoid the other, like one is being dominant and the other one's being submissive. They move around the cage freely. They really don't seem to pay any attention to the other. That would suggest to me that one is being stressed and trying to avoid the more dominant gecko. Of course, now we're going to get into male-female relationship here. Yes, it could be a problem if you have a over-eager male wanting to breed. And I don't see that behavior either. They go about their own business and they don't pay attention to the other, and they just do their own thing. I've looked over the geckos when I'm in here maintaining the cage. There's nothing to suggest that they are fighting. No scratches, no bite marks, no injuries, nothing. So that's how I read them. That's how I let them tell me what they want. Now, had I see one gecko dominating the food bowl, had I seen marks on my female where the male is being too aggressive in his attempts to breed her, I will assure you I will move and separate them immediately if I see such behavior. But I do not. The only criticism left is that they're in a 20 long. I do agree that for two geckos they should be in something bigger, and they will be. If you watched the last vlog video, I talked about my blue-tongued skink, and that the 40-gallon breeder he is in is the minimal size for a blue-tongued skink, adult blue-tongued skink. He is getting a cage upgrade as well. He will go into a 4-foot by 2-foot size cage that will leave that 40-gallon breeder empty. That is where these two will eventually end up. They will eventually be in a 40-gallon breeder, giving them even more space for them to walk around and enjoy their existence, their life. But again, as far as this setup right now in here, I do not have not seen any kind of issues that suggest to me that these two need to be separated. So if it is your comment that I have addressed, this is not an attack on you. Again, I appreciate constructive criticism, and I feel like I can express this better through a video than to constantly type away at the keyboard. And also, others may have the same thoughts, but they just don't, leave the comments. So maybe I can get everybody in one swing. But just know that I am paying attention to what the animals as an individual needs. I do the research, and I've been in the reptile hobby over 20 years, and I'm not even counting back when I was 10, 11, 12 and had little gnolls and whatnot as pets. I'm talking when I really started getting serious in the hobby as far as keeping and breeding. But anyways, beside the point, again, I pay attention to my animals. I let them dictate what they need to be healthy and happy. So I hope that answers your guys' questions. I hope I gave you some peace of mind that I do put my animals first, and that I do my best to interpret what do they tell me, and I give them what I feel is what they're asking for. Now, don't we all just feel better? So that is going to be it for this video. I thank you for staying until the end and watching. Until next time, later.
Shut up and sit down.